So I feel like a lot of us out there either saw this coming or were just kind of really hoping Hot Toys would tackle this version of Dek from Predator Badlands, because this is his look from the end of the movie. And we got to look at it today because Hot Toys finally announced Dek in his bone bison armor, as you see, and Bud. So now we have most of the cast. I mean, we're still missing Thea's legs, but we have her and Dek, when she's a backpack. We have Dek in the bison armor now, and now we have Bud. We don't have Bud's mom, but we have Bud at least. And honestly, if you haven't seen this movie, it's actually pretty good. I was kind of surprised. I'm not really too into Predator, to be honest, but Predator Badlands, it was pretty entertaining. I actually did end up really liking it, but there are some other characters Hot Toys hasn't given us yet, so we'll talk about that as well. But let's just get right into it, because right here, I kind of love this look. Instead of his kind of more technological look that he came in with to, the new land, forget the name of the planet he went to be honest, but like without the technological stuff that he came in with, he kind of is now wearing all the organic stuff from all the stuff he found on the planet, which is really interesting. Like for me, I love seeing this little dude on his shoulder that was just like spraying. Like it was awesome. I really like this look for him. Are they going to get me? I don't know. We're going to be taking a look, doing some comparisons and stuff, but we'll see, because that movie was actually really good. But here you can see you also get that unmasked head sculpt, pretty much just straight up reuse. The head sculpt, the arms, most of it looks like it's going to be reuse, except of course like the actual outfit and stuff. But when it comes to the figure, or like the look of actual Dek himself, the head, the arms, the legs, probably just going to be reused, even the hands. But everything else seems to be brand new. I love this little thing on his shoulder, because Predators, that are like shoulder like launcher type thing. But instead he has this little bug dude, and he was just adorable in the movie. Like I love that end scene when like Thea gets her legs back and everything. I guess, spoiler alert, I mean, you already know she gets her legs back now. Whole thing's ruined, I guess. My bad. But yeah, I just love the look of the armor, like the bones, just like the whole straps. I'm really glad they're doing actual kind of like a fleece type fur type look to it. Like not just sculpted plastic, because let's be real, sculpted plastic for fur doesn't look that great. So this is looking really good so far, but they did have the Dek and Thea already. So this one, it's kind of tough. So if you want all the characters, the only way to get Thea right now, although my game theory right now is that Hot Toys, they're going to make a Thea with her legs just as like a standalone figure. So unless you really want the look of her with the backpack, you might want to wait, because they might announce that. Because honestly, I'm kind of glad they're going deeper into the Predator Badlands line, because this is a look for, once I saw the movie, this is the look for him I really wanted to see, because this one's awesome, but it's kind of like his basic Predator look. But with all the organic stuff on him, it just looked really, really cool. But hopefully they'll give us like a standalone Thea, because now this release, unless you really want her as like the backpack look, or you really want him, of course, in like his armor, because they're also made a standalone version of just Dek in the armor. This one's a little less appetizing, potentially, if they do make the Thea in the future as like a standalone figure, and you want her with her legs. But to be honest, even without the legs, she looks awesome as a backpack. But like I said, they also made the standalone version as Dek, and we'll talk about all the pricing and stuff. And the standalone version is also cool if you just want Dek in this look, but then you also don't get Bud. And Bud, unless he comes with Thea in like a future release or something, and this is all like theorizing, no clue what Hot Toys is going to do, then you would have to get the release of him and Bud to actually get Bud. And Bud was a pretty big part of the movie, to be honest. He was kind of funny to watch on screen. But here's all the pricing, at least on Sideshow. So Sideshow pricing. So Dek in the bone armor with, of course, Bud, he's $360. Dek and Thea, $405, because they needed likeness rights, stuff like that for Thea. And then, I don't know, likeness rights for Dek, maybe. But figure-wise, yeah, it makes sense. So $360 because they didn't really have to go for likeness rights or anything, I'm guessing. $405 for Dek and Thea because she's like half a figure and need likeness rights for her. And $345 just for Dek. So if you just want Dek, it's like $60 less than the Dek and Thea version. If you want Dek with Bud and you love the bone bison armor look like I kind of do, then it's $15 more than just Dek on his own, which makes sense. So Bud is like $15 or the armor itself or something like that. So that's all the pricing for all these versions of to get like Dek, or Dek with like some of the homies, I guess. And then here's Father Predator, just real quick. He's $370. Hopefully I don't know if they will. His brother wasn't in the movie too long, but it'd be cool if they make his brother. But at least they made Papa Predator, Father Predator right here. And he was pretty mean. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you watched the movie already. So he was pretty rude. And I'll admit though, he goes hard as a figure. Like the whole look of his armor was like the bone kind of like mixed in there, like that kind of like bone type of whatever that is, organic look mixed in there with the armor, his weaponry. Like he looks really, really cool, to be honest. I love the white dreads. It's like the elder predator type look. So he's a really cool looking one. And if you're completing this whole line, definitely one you probably would want. That's the thing we got to consider now. It's like, how do you want your other figures? You just want Dek on his own and hope for an individual Thea release. But then also, if you want this look, you got to get Dek and Bud, which, you know, I didn't see a solo version of them. It's just Dek and Bud, which price wise makes sense because you wouldn't really be saving much if it's just Dek. And honestly, I really like that bone armor. But yeah, then Dek and Thea. So it just kind of depends on what you want to go for the look for the movie. But now let's just take a look at all the photos for Dek and Bud. I don't know why I forgot the name. I was trying to think of this thing's name, I guess. But yeah, this thing on his shoulder is just, I love it. It's pretty awesome. But it's super cool. I love like the organic stuff, like this big like whip, the vines, remember that were just attacking the heck out of him. He's got that. I love this like claw here. It's like the whole predator look, but like morphed into an organic look for that planet. It's just, there's something really unique and cool about it that makes him just a really unique looking predator. And of course, if you want the other Dek, he also gets the biomask, and this one has the organic, I guess, sort of biomask, although it's not really, it's just like a bone armor mask. So I guess one of them you could put the mask on. To be honest, I like this mask more, so you could have him unmasked if you get the Dek and Thea, and then mask him up here, because I really like how it blends in with the bone armor, to be honest. But yeah, I like the kind of, it looks kind of like a claw type thing, but it looks really, really good. Of course, here's also him from like his regular look, the Dek and Thea release. So you see he gets like the sort of knife, not knife, what are they called? The gauntlet blades. Yeah, that's a better word for it, gauntlet blades. And you see instead of the gauntlet blades, now he's got like the crab looking type pokey thing in a bob. And then instead of his sword, he's got the whip now, which the whip looks pretty cool. But of course, when you get the figure, you can always mix and match. I'm sure you can slide off the gauntlets if you want to have them. It's like bone armor with some like the gauntlet or other cool things like that. But like I was saying, mask wise, this one's cool, but I kind of prefer this one just because it mixes with the armor some more. So this one, if you do get both, you could have like this one unmasked and then this one masked, because look at that mask. It looks glorious. Just, I love seeing the eyes poke through. I love kind of the glossy look to the bones. It's pretty awesome looking. Then just like I keep saying, this dude on his shoulder, awesome. But yeah, he also gets like the spear. He gets like that, like I said, that whip. It looks like the whip's going to be bendable. We'll look at the end at the overall shot, but it looks like bendable. You have like this dude's, I think that's his tail if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, just something about it I really like. The base, it's also pretty simplistic. It's better, I believe, than the Dek and Thea release personally, because this one's a bit more diorama-ish style. Can't really see right now what type of grabber he has. Maybe it's just a crotch grabber sticking up under his, I guess, skirt. But like I was also saying, looks like mostly reused for like the legs, the hands, the arms, the head sculpt, of course. But then once you get to like the bone mask and even his blade looks slightly different, maybe if I'm remembering correctly, because there's like a little bit of bone there. No, I think that's just like reused for his blade. But either way, it makes sense if they just reuse stuff, to be honest. But Bud's definitely a standout. He looks exactly how he does on screen. I know you can see some joints in there for like the shoulders and then where the actual, like the split near the stomach area, but I think it's okay. It looks like the head's gonna tilt. He's just like an accessory piece kinda, so I'm not gonna make a big fuss about it like I did with that Hot Toys Silver Surfer, so don't worry about that one. But this one, I think it looks cool. You can't really bend the arms though. I don't really see them bending unless they did make it seamless. Looks like he's mostly just gonna be standing like this or kind of tilted a little bit. But look in here, highly detailed and screen accurate weapons. Yeah, he's got the, whatever that little thing in Bob is, you know, like a Batman smoke bomb, it looks like. He's got the claw, he's got the sword, which the sword looks awesome. I swear it looks, I don't remember the bones being on the other one. You know what? I gotta verify. No, he had the bones on it. All right, I'm completely wrong. He did have the bones, so it's like a reused sword. And then here he gets the combi stick. I think, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, with interchangeable tips for retracted and extended modes. I really like that because the extended mode's awesome, but if you want him just holding it like this, it also looks really cool with all that detail and weathering in there. And then also the hands. The hands, is that, no, that's just his skin, right? I'm like going back and forth. Yeah, so the hands look like they're probably just gonna be reused. That's not weathering or anything on them. And then he also gets that whip, which I do like that you can like roll it up kind of like Indiana Jones or something and have it right there on his side. And then he's got a little homie right here. And yeah, that's his tail. It looks just so cool looking. And then highly detailed and screen accurate costume. Like I said, I love this look for him. It looks really cool. I'm thinking I need to skip because I don't really collect Predator figures, to be honest. But when I saw them announce this one, I was a little tempted. It's so much better than what they did with the Prey figure. Because Prey, they made the regular Prey, the Feral Predator, looked awesome. Then they're like, ooh, let's pop some like neon greens and paintballs on him a little bit. And here you go, battle damage version. And that one, it was a good movie, but he also lost the battle, so I wasn't too interested in him. But this one, I did like the movie, and this is it's a little tempting, but I can't let myself get into Predator figures because then I'll start a whole Predator shelf, and then just there goes all my money for other Spider-Mans or something. But yeah, this one is definitely the most tempting out of all the ones I've seen so far. Interchangeable mandibles, separate rolling eyeballs, basically the same. I know some people were talking about the split. You still kind of see the split around the mandibles right now. Hopefully that's something when they release the first version they'll fix, because it's just a reused head sculpt basically. And yeah, then arms and legs made of soft vinyl material for natural seamless joint design. Do appreciate that it's seamless right there in like the elbows, and then smack the mic. You can definitely hide the hands and stuff with the forearm gauntlets. It looks awesome. I know it's reused, but I do really appreciate that they actually use like it's not medical grade silicone, it says vinyl material, so hopefully it'll hold up over time, but I do appreciate them making it seamless. And here's the overall shot. So get the mask, get the little arm homie, interchangeable mandibles, rolling eyeballs, hold the awesome weaponry, a couple hands, not too many, the cooler diorama style base, Bud, which Bud's the standout of this release, to be honest, other than the armor itself. But we can kind of compare it to the first one. Immediately, you can see the base. It's just a basic sandy base, so I definitely prefer this kind of diorama-ish style base. It doesn't have a nameplate or anything, but if you're getting both releases, then you'll have this one for, I guess, the nameplate, Dek and Thea. But yeah, you don't get Thea, of course, with the other one, but this release is still pretty cool. You get some extra weapons. You get his bow. Of course, you also get the sword. You get like the little throwing things. You can collapse his bow. She gets her gun that he can also use. So I don't know. There's something about these weapons, though, I just like more of like the actual. I really hope there's a wire in there. I didn't see anything calling out there's a wire, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a wire in that whip because some of the pictures had him like flipping it around. But I just really like the bone armor look, to be honest. So I'm kind of hoping they make a separate Thea release. Like I said, I need to skip this line just to save the funds for other stuff, but I kind of hope they give those of you collecting, if you're now skipping this version and like a Thea with legs when she like put herself back together. So then you could have a Thea, a Bud, and a Dek. Because honestly, this outfit is cool, but like looking at it now, it's just kind of basic. I mean, you have the armor pieces, like some fabric there. But looking at this one, I just love it. Just with all the armor, the fur. It's just like him when he progressed to the end of the movie. It's just, it's so awesome looking. So that's my preference. But let me know yours down in the comments. And yeah, until next time, stay 6 scale.